BlossoM, which Dehaka was not to be seen at all from BlossoM. It seems like GLuck is having some problem with the macro, certainly.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about Battlegrounds here real quick. Infernal Shrines will be our first map. That's what was chosen by GLuck. Been a very common pick this week, actually, with map bans on Braxis and Cursed Hollow. So avoiding one of those macro maps off the bat there with the Cursed Hollow ban. One thing what stuck out to me was you and I talked a lot about Supernova's proclivity to put Kirisaku on the Dehaka and how good of a Dehaka player he is.
Yes.
So, to me, I think that Dehaka ban was targeted towards Supernova. Let's see, though, because if they continue to ban it, then your other theory about potentially just being scared of the macro will come true.
Alex Straza, really strong for the Shrine fight, so has to be banned. You can see it open sometimes because we do have a lot of high-tier supports. Even Whitemane joining into the Nexus. So there's a thing, do you ban Deckard? See, and BlossoM has been just first picking Deckard all the time. It seems like if that's open, they will just take it in this series as well.
Yeah, you can see Whitemane has risen to second place in ban percentages. Obviously, Genji is about 89 bans ahead of her. She's got a ways to go on that one. But in terms of percentages, 8 of 12 games, she's already in 2/3 of the maps banned.
It's only in Korea, not the same in NA and EU. I think they value the hero a lot less important because maybe less of a mechanical skill difference in the team and how they actually want to have a team fight along with her. Ooh, Whitemane banned, so we do have 2 supports out, which basically calls for a Deckard here.
Yep, it will be a Deckard. Question is, will it be first picked?
Yeah,
Diablo is open.
Yes, it was 3 out of 3 yesterday from BlossoM. Maybe if they want to change that in a way, it was against Ballistics and they wanted to put prioritization on that Deckard. First of all, it's going to be Diablo today. Maybe they want us to have some more CC control on that Shrine.
I think this is a really easy rotation for GLuck. If you think about where Diablo stands in the meta, he works best with Phoenix. If you take Deckard and Phoenix here as GLuck, you remove that synergy from Diablo. You've taken the highest tier support. You know that the early game and the rotations are going to be a lot better for BlossoM, for the Shrine control as well with Diablo, but you remove those heroes. They prefer to take the Blaze here, and that's going to be Asgard kind of controlling the top lane with this hero and having some extra safety with him. But they do remove that Phoenix. They do prioritize that highly, and that goes back to the Diablo pick. So GLuck is drafting very intelligently here.
And
Deckard Arena comes through.
And also by Diablo, it's putting a lot of crowd control pressure onto the opponent, and Deckard, without a great cleanse, of course, can save a lot of the time with the shield later on with 4 and all the potions. But it was basically saying, GLuck, are you really ready to go against all of our crowd control without a real without a real cleanse? And Phoenix Blaze has been a combo for, including this game, 3 out of 4 games already in this Phase 2 Part 1. Seems like they just want to gel with that comfort picks.
And that's not a bad choice when you're up against a team like this. BlossoM's looking for potentially the Malfurion ban here, because it was not picked up early, which may actually come back to bite GLuck. Second rotation usually will get the Deckard, and they will take the Malfurion ban. So this is a pretty rare situation. We almost permanently have Deckard versus Malfurion as the matchup in Korea. This is going to force KCB on an off support. With Alex Strasza already banned, one of his more famous ones is the Stukov, but does it really suit the composition? So far, I want to say no. So this is going to be a tough choice for GLuck now, and I think picking Blaze over Deckard is going to be something they regret. Ana!
Here we go, Ana. I talked about this yesterday. It is not June playing it, and certainly we do have Ana released. And the reason why we have Ana is the heal ban has been so effective, not just against Deckard, against Whitemane as well. In Korean Hero League, Ana has been popping up from time to time, has been increasing in numbers. And I knew it was going to come out sometime, and here we have Ana already.
All right, well, a risky pick can be very effective with sleep darts as well.
Yes.
Debilitation, something that was discussed recently on Reddit today, in fact. It's a highly discussed topic as Ana slowly returns to meta. Junkrat will come here with the Urel to counter the Blaze there. Very strong pick for the map. Yes. Now, though, like, where's the mage? Like, who does Ana empower here? Will it be something like a Jaina? Will it be something like a Gul'dan?
I think they can fit on the Kalthas with Blaze, which has been coming out on this map, leaving a choice that's possible. Maybe they're thinking about it. It's kind of easy to delete Junkrat. The squishy line is back there. Instead, it's going to be Greymane. Okay. Which I actually do like a lot as well.
So another thing that, I mean, you can think about Greymane's cocktails, depending on what build he does, as a good target for Nano Boost, but also Mage build Phoenix, where he builds into his Q rather than his more standard builds, can work well with this too. And it's not to say that Ana has to have a Mage target for Nano Boost. It's not a, it's not a guarantee because,
Horus?
like you said, we could be Horus, but what I'm trying to lead into here, though, is like going back to what you were saying. Ana's picked because of her heal denies more than she is as a sustained support or a Nano Boost Mage empowering support. It's about that heal ban, as it's called here in Korea. Let's see what builds the DPSs go to, and then we can talk about the Nano Boost later.
Oh, yes. And I don't think we're going to see it today. There's a meme in Korea. You Nano Boost the Phoenix and shoots a planet cracker. It's called Kamehameha. It's a big meme, but I don't think we'll see it in HGC today.
But I would love to see it. You can empower that salvo as well if you time it correctly, I guess. But that's a pretty big ask. Hidden so far is Greymane's level 1. He hasn't locked in the Wolf Heart yet, so we'll find out momentarily which way he's going to head, whereas Phoenix is going into auto attacks, so not going down the Q build that we thought we might have seen. Still holding that, and okay, does lock in Wolfheart, so neither Cocktail build nor Mage Phoenix. So this it may be Eye of Horus, but let's wait and find out.
Actually, not that bad of a map to go for Horus as well. There's a push, Blaze. To get out just in time. Good thing that he actually saved that death propulsion until the end.
Ana is so good at sustained heals as long as you can hit your Q, and at this level of play, KCB will hit those Qs almost every time. So Sleep Dart connects here. But yeah, I mean, that was somewhat risky, but I think when you have an Ana behind you, you know that you can actually make that play. What I'm really curious to see is what KCB's damage is after this game, because that's another thing that we could track, because Ana is a support that in longer team fights can also just do a lot of damage. I'm not talking like she's a DPS, but I mean if you compare her to a lot of melee supports, you compare her to Deckard Cain, she could double his damage output, and that kind of stuff does add up.
And in a meta where Diablo will charge in, and if Ana is actually the target, she can just Sleep Dart straight. If you're coming in straight, it's so easy. Get those stacks. Once you stack, you just shoot through. You can have multiple sleeps. So maybe that's what they're looking for as a Diablo. That's a nice spammer into that root with the mine. Perfect kill.
Yep, that's going to be, CC, something that this comp is very powerful with on the side of BlossoM. Even the, bigger sleep that's going to come in later, the Stay a While and Listen, is not yet available. That's going to be another huge factor for them to set up big combos. So look out for that one later, as Honkono is going to look for a grab here. Does get the hit on the Mycen. Tries to work in his way out.
Yeah, there's a trap already, so he had no escape.
Yeah, there was no way out of that one.
The moment that he was grabbed from Diablo, the best escape route was actually top, because there was the mine already right next to the wall. Well set up by BlossoM. They're making every rotation work already. 2 kills. They're pretty far ahead in the EXP already by having Irel, which, going back to the draft, gave me a question. GLuck fan Troll, when they already picked Raynor. Raynor needs some heal, and they already took place, so it seemed like the answer was Irel, which Wiz likes to play over lots of other ones, including Troll. So I don't know if GLuck had some other information that we did not know, but it seemed like the third ban was actually a little bit of a mistake there.
I agree with you, because when you look at what GLuck has, they don't really have heroes that are worried about sundering per se as well. It's not a comp that's going to be diving onto a Thrall where the sundering is going to be a big game changer. Earthquake as well doesn't really pair with anything on BlossoM. They don't have the Phoenix, so yeah, I actually think the Irel would have made the top lane a lot better for GLuck with the Blaze pick they have. Right now, control of the Shrine being taken away here by BlossoM. Some really nice sleeps from KCB, kind of disrupting BlossoM's positioning, but it's a Diablo pick, so that's so hard for GLuck to deal with right now. Asgard charging in.
Just have to continue pressuring as Asgard will not be safe for 310. But look at that hammer. Once again, does warp out this time, but a lot of HP being done. Numbers about the same at Modern. Ooh, was close. You have to really look for those Junkrat position.
Okay, Gondar is the target here, but look at the giant root coming through. Scroll of Sealing does seal them up. Asgard's going to get body blocked. He is certainly going down. Sleep Dart's not going to save him despite KCB's best efforts here. And that should be BlossoM taking this first try. They're going to get a second pick on their way out as the custom mine as well, trying to set something up, but the Iron Skin was well timed there from Roxer. But this is going to be Frozen Punisher over to BlossoM. Junkrat already going to mid lane to soak some experience because they know this is a 1-1. By that, it's one that they've won. They've secured. It's kind of a weird way to say that, but you know.
They get the Punisher, and they get extra soak with 4 kills already. It seems like GLuck. Not that they have a really bad comp to come in. I actually like the Green Main pick and Ana. They can make it work, but for them to burst down someone like Diablo, they need to be posting. They need to have that Curse Bullet. I think that's one of the reasons why they brought in Grey Main in this case instead of a Mage, who would make it even harder to actually chunk down a Diablo.
Curse Bullet's going to be insane. You know, I don't think we've ever seen a nano-boosted Curse Bullet, but this might be the first time. Roxer is under fire. His Iron Skin is already used, so he's going to get stunned. It just came off cooldown. And he may still just die. Honkono's body blocking him here with Wiz. That's going to be a kill onto Johanna. And with all these minions here, they could just freely dive this fort. Asgard's looking for a re-engage. Root hits him. And Gondar just pops his E. And, you know, he's slept, but he's going to be able to do so much damage.
This is going to be a chase. Gets one. Gets Honkono as well. Trying to peel for a teammate. Leads into multiple kills. Even Gondar. He's trying to push him up. Seems like we just have 2 kills, but that was a close Sleep Dart as well. Yeah,
the heal deny made a huge impact in that fight, as well as the Sleep Dart there. Despite the fact that Gondar lived, he wasn't putting off consistent damage in that moment. And Merryday wasn't able to do as much. He's going to go ahead and Hearth Home. The whole while, though, they were farming the mid and bottom lanes. Modern Life was getting all that soak, so even though they get that trade back, a fort is down and BlossoM has 10, and I don't know what was happening here, but that was not supposed to happen. Oops. They need to be careful about these rotations. They're not respecting this Diablo pick. They really are not. 6 kills to 2 at 6 minutes into the game. At this level of play, like, we're not looking at, you know, 1 versus 8 here. These teams should be at a more competitive scoreline.
That's what we saw. Eventually, Phoenix just going a little step below the top tier, like 1.5 to 1.75 tier compared to other DPS, because you need that time to get the warp, and there has been so much instant CC that will just come in your face. You never get that warp timing, and with this kind of team comp that we have from BlossoM, post 10, even worse with that Lornado, maybe you would never get to warp out.
Well, not a nano boost is being held here by Ana, as well as Planet Cracker. So you may get your Kamehameha. Yeah, however that's said. I didn't have cable TV, man. I couldn't watch Dragon Ball Z yet. I know the memes, but that's about it.
We have the Nano.
Nano. Planet Cracker held.
The MZ, let's go.
Remember when you have a setup with a Blessed Shield, and you know, Diablo, for example, is stationary when he's using his Lightning Breath? Planet Cracker can do a lot in those choke points in those moments, so I'm not going to be totally shocked if that's in fact what's locked in here. I think there is an argument to be made for not Curse Bullet and in fact go for the throat too with a lot of squishy heroes here.
If he can dive and get some poke before he goes in, which seems very unlikely at this moment. Phoenix does have some range, and with one can actually do some burst damage, but seems like Phoenix will never get that chance for what we've been seeing so far in this game.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have to stay alive a little bit longer in order for that to happen. But GLuck, there's the go for the throat, locked in here.
Which leads me to believe for the Planet Cracker,
yeah, same.
He can actually do damage and go in for the back line.
So heroes like Deckard, for example, are going to be the most vulnerable to that.
Ame.
He's not gonna lock it in until the fight. They want to use this as a surprise tactic. It is a meme, as you say, but it's not really seen in pro play, so may come in as a bit of a surprise. Nope.
A salvo for the team fight. Let's go. And HongKono just pushed one out. Asgard trying to keep himself alive. Overlord already used that warp to get out of the root alone, so that's on a long cooldown.
Bunker actually doing a lot for them, though, to control this shrine. Wiz does get caught out of position here a little bit. There's going to be a slow. This could be an opportunity for a Blessed Shield now that they've gotten themselves into this spot. Wiz diving very deep.
But Bunker's already out. There's a Riptire coming in hot. Does get some explosion damage, but not towards the best ones.
Good warp timing there by Overlord. He might have found himself rooted by the Scroll of Sealing had that not happened. They're getting out-sustained here, though, despite the heal denies coming through. Ooh, Asgard misses the jet propulsion.
And he doesn't have an escape now, getting choked by Junkrat as well. Just flies in, looks for a kill, but still not going to be enough damage. But they're out of the zone where they can't get any punishment, defender numbers.
The problem with Ana is that she can do sustained heals to a single target.
Yes.
It makes it one person nigh unkillable. In that case, Johanna and to a lesser extent Blaze are going to be very difficult to kill, which means that Poke can come through from Phoenix and Greymane. But in the longer fight, Deckard Cain wins out because he has unlimited healing and he can heal the entirety of the team pretty consistently. So can Malfurion. That's why heroes like Ana are out of the meta, Uther is out of the meta. Stukov, you know, has a place because he has that similar sustained healing. This is a dead fort.
If you get the one quest done, you can get two, but you have to be in line, and it actually takes a lot of teamwork to actually get all that amount of skill. I think she just may have finished, but she was getting a lot of stacks from the beginning. But still, that's not enough. You just have to be in line to get that double heal, which is very rare in game.
Yeah, especially when you've got a Diablo pressuring you. You have to move around Scrolls of Sealing and Concussive Mines, while Wiz is in your face non-stop. And Deckard Cain's only going to get stronger as this game goes on. Once he hits 16, GLuck is going to have a harder time. There are 2 forts down. 3 forts is what BlossoM's looking for with this Goatman push right now. They stay on even talent tiers, and both Shrine fights were fairly competitive. It's just that I think GLuck needs to blow somebody up. They need to get an insta-kill in the beginning of the fight, or they're falling behind. And Modern Life has just been split-soaking this entire game. Can't let that happen. Iron Skin's already used, but the target is Overlord. Let's have the warp. Asgard for the re-engage. Salvo connects.
So this is on Gondar, but keeping alive very well. Wiz is soaking in the damage. There's the bunker, but Overlord gets really low. He does manage to escape. And Myson also.
Yeah, Myson may be killed by this Riptire. Fort says otherwise. Does knock it down here. And BlossoM fails to get the fort they were looking for with this push. Ooh, I don't know about this. HongKono getting very deep. They didn't have the minion wave yet. But that is going to be a massive Scroll of Sealing. That should allow the retreat.
No follow-up. Junkrat is not here, and they have a lot of their heroics down, so not the best chance for BlossoM to actually dive in at this moment.
Meriday's scrolls have been so good that it's so difficult for GLuck to capitalize on overextensions by HongKono, for example. If HongKono's out there and he's at half health and then Meriday just drops down that scroll, you can't chase. You either avoid the scroll and HongKono gets away, or you walk into it and get rooted. Overlord the target again, avoids the condemn. He has a warp. Blessed Shield had to be used in order to guarantee his safety, so that's a nice trade up here for BlossoM.
They got that out twice just to save Phoenix, and that was already a win. They ended up not losing anyone. BlossoM actually pushed somewhat in structures. That was a long, crazy team fight. Didn't really have any casualties for either teams, but overall, Junkrat was actually getting some extra soak in the bottom lane, so BlossoM wins this really hard.
Yeah. Gondar pushing in here, doing a ton of damage. Here's the HongKono charge in to stop the capture.
There's the heal ban, but she's still very safe. There's a lightning breath, melting down the bunker as well.
Lornado just, just pushed everyone to that choke point. There was no way to contest. The sleep only hits Raynor here, but it doesn't matter as Gondar's just going to mount up and walk away. This should finally be the fort they've been looking for. Maybe more if Overlord does not get back. I was a little bit concerned there for a second. HongKono has no fear because he knows he has Deckard Cain to back him up. Look at this. Very well-timed warp, but otherwise that's a dead Phoenix. There's the fort.
A free one again. I think it's really because they try to focus on HongKono Whenever he gets below 50, Irel jumps on him, getting the armor. Giving him the armor, also the peel that he needs when Greymane comes in. If you hammer him, he can't get as close as he wants, doing all that damage. Maybe go for the throw to get the kill, but that kind of condition never really came to get the kill. So these talent choices at 10, we were thinking about Cursed Bullet a lot. Maybe that could have been a better choice, but they really have to make this work somehow. And by diving in deep, Meissen, maybe he has to sacrifice himself. But Junkrat, backline, Raynor, they're not really getting too much pressure because of those.
I mean, look at all this damage that's being done here. The Banshee as well just adds up. And that's a keep wall down for the Punisher. It's a Mortar Punisher. And it is going to, you know, siege this up really well. Modern Life split soaking as he's been doing all game just to maintain that level advantage, and they're looking for the faster 20 here after keep, which is almost guaranteed. Nice Iron Skin bait here. He wants to push out the bunker. That's what Hunkono went for Asgard there, but Asgard does not take the bait. But this is going to be a dead keep. They just don't have any hard engage. Blessed Shield isn't going to be enough. And this goes back, GLuck, I think, to the lack of Deckard Cain. They didn't pick Deckard. They thought they could do the Ana draft here, and it's not working out.
Dude, dodge the Tornado and get saved. Their engage is going to be Asgard. He does have the bunker, but when they're poked like this all the time, when they go in, their health. I don't think Asgard will be thinking about going in. All they can do is basically take all the. Oh, look at this face check. But luckily it's Johanna, so maybe he will survive with the Blessed Shield. Yes, he does. Yeah,
at least for a little bit longer. Okay, Hunkono just pushing Meissen back.
See how far Asgard was for like the last 4 seconds. He was alone. No follow-up damage. Meissen tries to do something with that Diablo alone.
If that Tornado hits 1 second earlier, not even 1 second, half a second earlier, then 2 people die. It's a nice attempt there by Meriday, as Modern Life just continues to push for 20. This is insane what BlossoM is able to do with this comp. We've been 6-2 for the last like 9 minutes of this game. It's been deathless, but you know, BlossoM is just controlling every single fight. Heroics or no, I said it in draft, you and I talked about it. Picking going into the Blaze pick this early in the draft over Deckard Cain after the first pick, Diablo was there, I think was just incorrect by GLuck. And the Ana support here is just never able to sustain them as well as a Malfurion could have, but was banned because they didn't pick support early enough. And they're up against the best sustain in the game, the best support in the game with Deckard. And Meriday is setting up all these scrolls of sealing to prevent the dive from coming through. Wiz is going to have to give this up.
This is a very nice rotation, though. They see the camp taken bottom. They have some time. GLuck knows that, stealing this away. Seems like a nice move. But can they really make the rotation back? Seems like BlossoM doesn't even care about this.
They wasted an Iron or Blessed Shield as well. Asgard is all alone. Everyone's trying to get towards the bunker, trying to save him, but I don't know if it's going to work out that way. Hunkono's got full health here. And look at where Roxer is. There's no way out of here. He doesn't have Blessed Shield. He just used it. He's dead. And this may be the beginning of the end of the game here. And the first kill in about 10 minutes' time. BlossoM's going to hit 20 with this wall. And they can just look for an engage, look for a fight when there's no tank on the other side.
And BlossoM's really punishing that well. Just reading the map, knowing exactly where GLuck is, having all the information. They went for the risky all 3 camps because they know if they see everyone, GLuck always moves around together, then one can just back up. They can take the other 2 camps. So even towards the late game, post 20 now, they had all the control basically. They get 1 more Punisher, 3 keeps down. That's going to be the core call.
Moving down to the bot keep now. Johanna will respawn. They know they have a shrine available, so rather than trying to hard push this for 20, when they have all 3 forts up, you know, there's nothing to lose, but their opponents will get 20 if they fail. They're going to look for the safer engage here. Look at this. Asgard caught, has to bunker alone.
Whoa! That poke damage from Junkrat along with the dive from Wiz, taking out almost 3 down to 20% HP.
Look at Wiz by himself. Just Qs. He's going to get the double here. He's going to get the double here. Banshee going to steal the kill. There you go. That's GG, ladies and gentlemen. BlossoM will take game number 1 of our first series of the night.
How would you like your core to be done? Extra crispy.
I want it, yeah, very well done.
Very well done, and Honkano's making that work. And all they're doing is adding some spice, some A1 sauce. Core is going down, and that's going to be game 1. How'd you like that one?
It was, you know, stick a fork in it, it's done. Okay. That was the sneaky ref coming in, like, crouching, but we still see him.
There was no reason.
Honkano's walking behind him like, man.
I actually liked the moment I saw the